Nothing is gonna stop us. Nothing. My shopping was way more focused last year than it is this one, and something must be done about it. Meanwhile, let's enjoy a little bit of a vicarious living through my ever-expanding search for the best of the best of the best in every genre of every note in the perfume world. I have been slowly but surely stacking on one brand. It is Laboratorio Olfattivo. I feel collection review is in order soon. Anybody? If you want to see all of my Laboratorio Olfattivos and where they stand and how I chose them and why they're special and why they're better than everything else on the market and therefore lives on my shelves, let me know in the comments down below. So I have already mentioned it. I have finally got a full-size bottle after exhausting my decant collection of it. Cozumel by Laboratorio Olfattivo. Some people say it is a distant relative of Tom Ford Santal Blush. To me, this is pure perfection. This is how I wish my skin smelled on its own. It has a very soft whispering in your ear blending of Santal Accord with maybe soft spices, maybe some vanilla, maybe some coconut, hard to tell. It's just so soothing and comforting and nude. I love it. So I got myself, this is 100 ml, yeah. Couldn't be happier about it. It finally replaced two of my other favorites of this kind that I very much discontinued. So Cozumel is my new obsession, my new favorite, a signature scent. Though with the collection 400 plus, it's a very relative term. The next one that I got is, these two are a bit of a blind buy, jumping on it and seeing what happens when the price is right. And one of them is Patchouliful. I wouldn't call myself a true hippie. I don't own patchouli oil. I'm not as big on patchouli noir, Histoire de Parfums, though I did have it, and other heavier, headier, more pot patchoulis that are very green, very wet, rich, and oily. But I do enjoy myself a good, more sophisticated patchouli blend with something else. And I developed such trust with Laboratorio Olfattivo that I decided to jump on it. So Patchouliful to me is a very decent, faithful, dry, slightly smoky representation of patchouli-centric niche scent. It kind of does compare, in my view, with Calice. It's the first boutique line by Salvador Dali. Beautiful juice, horrible packaging, and a number of other, I think, noble patchouli, by whom I forget. Like I can think of several other rich, deep, somewhat chocolatey, but not really, patchouli scents that are like notable and very similar to it. So I'm happy to have it. Is it the most unique, the most spectacular patchouli centric scent? I'm not sure yet. I'll need to test it more. And the third one is a bit of a controversial buy. It's also a blend buy, and it is Nerotic from their black collections. My first purchase from their black collection. I'm way more of a big fan of the white collection and the citruses by Jean-Claude Elena, as he is. I sent many of them, I think, the kind of green bottles. So Nerotic is it's very confusing online presence. Some people say that it's this typical amber wood plus Ambraxan screechy, screaming, never-ending story. Ooh, I have to close that now. I can't even put it close to my nose, and it is true. However, some components of Nerotic And I experienced it both ways. At first, I get overwhelmed with how screamish it is and how typical sweet Amberxan amberwood of a yelling it represents. But I also grow olfactory fatigue on it very quickly, and I almost can't feel it at all. My nose gives up so early, it's almost a miracle, a saving miracle. I sprayed it, I think 2 sprays in the bathroom, closed the door, came back 5 hours later. It was nearly in full force still, completely filling the bathroom. So this is for those of you who are big into Baccarat Rouge, other Amberxan, and other amberwood heavy fragrances. There are many to choose on the market. A lot of them are fairly affordable. Nerotic has the longevity of an eternal flame. It's not to be applied heavily, I think, because you might lose sensitivity to it, but the rest of the room will die. I will probably have to rehome it. If anybody has an interest, let me know down below. I also usually list full-size bottles on Mercari. There's also a link below if you're interested. So yeah, that one didn't work out in my favor. Definitely not. Since we are on the subject of fragrances not working out in my favor, a complete accident was sent to me by accident when I ordered something else. It's an exclusive extract collection by Gritti, the line called Choix, Shoix, and I ordered completely different perfume, got sent this by accident, sprayed it once, I was like, yep, this is a pass. Luxurious, very Arabic style packaging, gold on gold with velvet. The fragrance itself is Matin Det, and it is devoted to a rather lighter story. It's the story of childhood running around through blooming trees and orchards, something like that, if I read the description correctly. To me, it's peachy, fruity, unidentifiable soft souffle accord with yet again something so beast mode centric that it just starts destroying my nose. It's just drilling holes in my brain. Yet the beginning of it's so light and wonderful and romantic, youthful, that I'm somewhat split on it, but no, the base, the way that they make the base, it's this typical Arabic dupe strategy. I feel it reminds me of something else, and it's also not my profile. I cannot handle bases like that. So that also needs to be rehomed, but at least I didn't waste my money on it, because that was an honest mistake on behalf of the company. And the one that I was also blind by, but I'm slowly but surely, do you see repetitive motifs? I'm stocking up on the same brands. I feel that might be the theme of 2025. I'm really fatigued on the new launches. I'm not against it. Well, probably some new launches that will seduce me and attract our attention. Let me know what you think about it. But I'm inwardly focused right now. I'm looking at my collection. I'm thinking about the themes and the genres that interest me this year, the trends that I want to explore. One of them is emerging to be yellow florals. And the brand that has been so good to me so far is Jacques Fath, their line Fath Essentials. And they have a yellow floral in their lineup. And I decided to bite the bullet, get it blind. Laurier du Bois, Poland honey-like presence, somewhat of a sharper mimosa, somewhat aniseed type of a feel somewhere in the background. So a lot of green notes, green floral notes, I would say. Think again, mimosa, tulip, daffodil, something unidentifiable, somewhat in between the stems themselves of the flowers rather than the flowers. Somewhat a metallic and yet honey, very Poland presence. It definitely has character, which is not all fragrances on this line have a lot of prominent character. They're all interesting, but I dare say some of them are too watercolory to my taste. So Laurier du Bois, it's a complex, sweetened, honeyed yellow floral, but it is not too shabby. It's something that it's not immediately pleasing, but it grabs attention. It's going to be interesting for me to wear and to see if I actually can make it work for myself. You guys are probably sick of me showing you these brands, but it's also very truthful representation of where my interest lies. I got another backup of Touch of Violet by simply Jil Sander. I fell in love with that not very complex but super charming fragrance. It's not as violets as it is just charming, sweetened with just touch of caramel sourness. I can't quite, like hard candy sourness a little bit, a fragrance. And I love how they're packaged. It's such a high-end packaging for something that's fairly affordable designer perfume. They are very quickly disappearing. So if any of the Touch Of by Simply Jil Sander is still available, I would grab it if I were you. And okay, we'll get to this. Another Jil Sander. This time I am very close to finishing a shower gel, and my rules of mindful hedonistic exploration dictate that I have to get rid of something in order to get something new. I'm very close to finish my perfumed shower gel, and I decided to jump on a classic, something that I just know will work beautifully in hot shower. This is Jil Sander number 4. So I got myself Rich Shower Gel. I don't have it in a perfume, but it's one of the best sellers by the brand. Jil Sander number 4, it's a very sunny, think Lancôme Poem style of a sweetened honeyed floral. It's very rich, it's very elegant, it's beautifully done. I'm gonna have it in the shower gel category. I used up a decant, but haven't taken the plunge to buy myself a full-size bottle yet. We'll see what happens next. And the backup of Chopard. I told you then, I'm telling you again. I love Chopard Malaki line. This is one really well formulated, beautifully priced perfume line where like every cent is worth it. So I already have this one. This is Musk Malaki. To me, this is not as much of a musk as a very delicate, soft skin, thin leathery scent. I adore it as somewhat melancholic but very cerebrally elegant. Love it, love it, love it. To me, it's truly unisex. The line is packaged more thinking of men, I feel, in the style, but I don't care. If I like the scent, I like the scent, and I got it for myself. More fulfillment of dreams. It seems I'm an official ambassador of Salvador Dali haute perfumery, because I think I'm one of the very few people who ever talked about their creations, and their marketing and PR stance and distribution is still a mystery to me. So I still have this unexplainable curiosity toward them. And I already got blindly, one by one, 3 of their Daligrams. And I didn't stop there. I decisively got myself 2 more. So the 2 new to me that I got are called Muse. And just to show you how delightfully confusing the packaging is, and the whole line, if you want me to make a separate review on this line, there's much to talk about when it comes to Daligram line by Salvador Dali haute perfumery. I think they are represented by Coty, the chemical manufacturer that produces their perfumes, if I'm not mistaken. But the whole line has quite it's a game unpacking these. They all come with 7 layers of a puzzle that you are unraveling. So here they are. And this is, as far as I know, the 3rd Haute Perfumery line by Salvador Dali, and this is the one where they finally, in my view, got the packaging right. Beautifully packaged, just perfetto. And the concept is so cute. Indeed, Salvador Dali came up with this secret code kind of calligraphy when he wrote his love letters to Gala. There's so much to talk about there. So I am a sucker of like contextually rich launches. My Muse is a very creamy, sweet, creamy charmer. I fell in love with it the same way I fell in love with Touch of Violet. It's just so cute. It's the cutest, creamiest, well-rounded babies on the planet. It's so good. I am a bit addicted. Just a little. You want more, cute me more. Just cute me till I can't breathe anymore. My Muse, highly recommend. And the second one, again, packaging is escape room type of a deal. You open it here, you open it there, then you pull it. Then there's another box that you have to open. And then finally, ta-da! The second one that I got, and the fifth in my collection of Daligrams, is my Flamme. I was very intrigued by the descriptions of both. And I gotta say, so far, so good. These two might be my favorite out of all of them. Do I dare say it? Yeah, no, I need to wear it some more. But I'm super happy with this purchase, not gonna lie. My Flamme caught my eye in particular because they reference the beginning, the opening with sage and absinthe. And out of all liquors, beside obvious cognac and whiskey and rum that are very popular and easy to like in perfumery, some of the more difficult to like for me, I just can't enjoy gin, neither drinking it nor smelling it. But absinthe, oddly enough, is one of my unexpected favorites when it comes to liquors and perfumery. So absinthe opening intrigued me quite a bit. I'm not sure if I get as much absinthe as I get this elevated, thin, almost lightweight. I would dare say it's herbaceous, or as we call that, aromatic and perfume community, patchouli. They say that we have turkey red rose, amber suede, and labdanum at the base. Sage, bergamot, absinthe. So no patchouli explicitly mentioned. Maybe it's labdanum. It's just... And labdanum is usually called a botanical leather. I mean, it's really cool stuff. It's not too... as I said, it's thinly weaved. It's surprisingly floaty for the accords that are listed here. You would expect something super boozy, super heavy, super in your face. This is almost has this light floaty eau de cologne character, but the pyramid, as described, very aromatic, cerebral, a woody accord with just subtle sweetness, sour sweet sweetness. Big fan. My Muse, my Flamme, these are good. I mean, look at that. Look at that. I'm a hoarder. It's official, okay? It's official. We all seen it. We all know what's up. Often when I'm thinking about how much am I willing to spend for a perfume, if I have the pyramid or intrigued by this or that, so there are many factors why you'd be curious about a given fragrance. But I tend to justify investment. This is not an investment, but justifying the expense to get that experience by how rich or sophisticated the composition is. Am I the only one? Tell me if you have the same corrupt logic going through your head. I rarely ever can justify spending over $100 or something that is eau de cologne or just fresh and fruity. It has to be something truly outstanding that I smelled and wore, have worn myself for a long time in order for me to be that devoted. Citrusy colognes, light things, they're usually rather cheap in my collection compared to ambers, leathers, more aromatic, spicy, sophisticated or unusual notes that I, will be willingly shilling money for. So I was thinking, is that fair? Why would a beautiful citrus, and a Bigarade concentrate is a notable exception. I've spent my money on that Frederic Malle. This is superior citrus. This is the paragon of citrus fragrances. You have to try it in order to benchmark everything else. By the way, Jean-Claude and Lena has made that fragrance. But mostly it will be a Kenzo Leopard, or it's going to be Lanvin Oxygène, or no-name body sprays, this and that you can buy in Target or anywhere else. So I've been thinking, well, you can throw in Lancôme Miracle there. And I was, okay, so when it comes to light perfumes, who does it better? Indeed, for real. And I thought about it. And I bought 2 more designer perfumes after thinking about it so much. So it started with me thinking maybe I should get some lighter, more eau de cologne perfumes from niche brands. And after thinking too much and for too long, I went and repurchased Estee Lauder Pleasures. And I can't say that I'm regretting it. It is some of the most beautiful, zesty, light, astringent, floaty white florals. I thought about Quelques Fleurs by Ubigan because that also has this piercing light property, but then I thought of Pleasures and I realized I miss it. I miss Pleasures so much. Pleasures and Pleasures Intense, I love both of them. And I got myself 30 ml. Just for the heck of it. Just to remember me being way too naive and way too bold when I was wearing it for the first time. And another one that was super popular when I was going to the uni. But it's still probably the only perfume of that era and from that line by Dolce&Gabbana that is still sold everywhere. Can you guess which one? L'Impératrice. I know that they're oranges, they're citruses. Obviously, that's iconic too, but L'Impératrice, and I got myself in a limited edition where allegedly they up-leveled the pyramid a little bit. I think they added more strawberry notes to it, but the original L'Impératrice was a hit. It was an absolute hit back in early 2000s because it was the one that combined this sour sweet. It really nailed the sour sweet category of perfumes that reigned over the early 2000s, 2010s, and still, I mean, Lancôme Idole is in the same, is going to the same goal with the different aromatic ingredients. So we're dealing with sour, sweet, fruity, sour, musky, I guess, pineapple and musks that drill holes in your brain. Kirche by Tiziana Terenzi is nuclear example. Well, Dolce&Gabbana L'Impératrice was there first. They had this strawberry / lychee, somewhat a fake syrupy essence mixed with sour musks. So it gives you this both clean laundry and fruity shampoo type of a feel with a delightful sour sweet, just little thing. What do I think of it now? I should have worn it back then. I was too cool for school. I would not wear anything that was popular. And now I just feel it's a bit simplistic. It's a horrible thing to say, but I'll say it as it runs through my mind, it's too young. If I was 13, 14, yeah. Or if I had memories, strong memories that I associated with that perfume from my youth, sure. Nostalgic perfumes are all the rage. We all know, we all have at least a few somewhere back on the shelves that we don't wear but just want to have. But since I don't have any personal memories with these strawberry kiwi syrup with laundry detergent, I don't relate to it as strongly. By itself, to me it smells dated. To me it smells simplistic, and to me it smells dated. But I'm glad. I'm glad it found its way to me. I'm appreciative of the whole generation of young girls that it represents. So for now, I'm actually gonna keep it. I might even wear it a little bit. Pleasures though, that's for me, that's a favorite. I wore it, I loved it, I still love it, and I'll still wear it. And the third one, when I realized that I was, after much thinking, I was doing the same thing I was doing, I decisively got a citrusy, light, ethereal, oceanic, marine fragrance from a niche brand. And at this time, my sight, my gaze fell on Rance, which is a historic, very pedigreed French perfume house. They came to power because they managed to be very close to Napoleon's oligarchy, the aristocrats that surrounded the emperor in France, and that gave them their business footing. I'm so glad they're still around to tell the tale. So they have a new, relatively new, I think, collection of Alchimie de Matin. That's the name of the fragrance. And what's the name of the line? Because they have a line and they all look similar. Okay, if I find it, I'll tell you. I was impressed with the packaging. I kind of don't want to let it go. It's so cute. It's like the textured, perforated, and there's such work here done just on the cardboard packaging. Oh my god, I love this. I legit love this. I want to preserve it. So beautiful. The fragrance, Alchimie du Matin. I hope I'm saying it right. The bottles look as such. Simple, elegant, French chic. And it is a fig plus citruses plus salty, almost seaweedy accord, which to me came as a surprise. Maybe Côte d'Azur, maybe some parts of South Europe smell like that, and it was surprising to me to find this seaweed plus fruit accord. I can't take on mineral musks or this mineral kind of sour melancholic notes with added sweetness of coconut. For example, Sydney Rockpool by Arquise does an excellent job creating that sharp contrast. But here you get citruses, something seaweedy, salty, and something like sweet candied lemons and figs. It is charming and is a little bizarre, just a little. In trying to understand it, I have already made quite a dent. I will absolutely wear it. I think it's a charmer. It's an unusual late spring summer perfume. I feel it really combines these notes in a novel way. So Alchimie du Matin by Rance, cool stuff, and I love the packaging. So good, so well made. Oh. A 3-piece sampler from Scentbird has arrived. I do 3 every 3 months right now. We'll see how it goes. I'm not a big fan of what's going on with the packaging and with their fragrance selection, to be honest. There's less and less for me that would be interesting to choose from. But I am on a hunt for a lychee perfume, and I found 3 there that intrigued me. I think I'm gonna save it for another video. If you have any lychee perfumes you'd like to share, My address is down below. I'll be eternally grateful if you share your favorite lychee perfume with me, because they are not that easy to find. And so far, I don't think I found the best of the best yet, but I found quite a few curious cases of lychee perfumes. 3 new decants from Scentbird that we'll discuss hopefully later arrived, and 2 fragrances. These are going to be the ending to wrap this up. These are 2 legacy perfumes. I was trying to round up my collection of brands that I love, get backups to the things that I adore, or, reintroduce brands that I know I love and they're worth every penny. I challenged myself trying to reconsider what's worth what when it comes to light ethereal perfumes, or light florals if you wish, or citrusy eau de colognes. I am on the search for the lychee scent, because I feel this summer it's gonna be lychee centric. It's at least a hunch that I have. But also certain things finally are making their way into my collection full size, and I couldn't be happier about it. And it's been years I couldn't pull the trigger. I just couldn't. I'm finally doing it. First one of the 2 to round us up tonight is Aromatics Elixir by Clinique. I saw another perfume reviewer mention and call it her sexy weapon. And this is the last thing I would think of. Aromatics Elixir by Clinique, to me, it's such an oldie that I would imagine, okay, maybe it's a sexy weapon for my grandma in her, in your retirement community, because you know things happen there. If you read the news, To me, it's such a vintage profile. But then she's young, hot, and very smart. I need to remind myself what Aromatics Elixir is like by Clinique. So it is, what's interesting about it, just by description, that it is a chamomile shipper. And when I smell it, it has this characteristic 80s style shipper, oily, almost aldehydic, sparkly but heavy, sour sweet composition. I'm not sure if I feel as much of a chamomile as much as I feel these hair oil. They used to sell natural blends of hair oils, and that's what it reminds me of. That would take one bold woman to wear this on a date that had a continuation in close quarters afterward. Wow. I'm not sure I would be that woman, but impressive. And it's such a classic. So many fragrances were inspired or based on it that I feel very justified in having at least. So I have 25 ml here as a reference point. I'm happy with that. And this guy, Classics by Amouage. I feel I'm not the only one who's recently been pretty much disposing of all of my savings to get all the Amouages in a row that might be leaving the shelves very soon because they're discontinuing them for good. Lyric by Amouage. Had it as a shower gel and a teeny tiny decant, fell in love with it, and finally 50 ml is mine. This is officially the queen of gothic dark roses. The incense and the sweetness of the rose here are so well balanced. There are many rose perfumes. There are many syrupy and jammy rose perfumes. There are many fewer but still quite a few rose incense perfumes. Andy Tower has one, and that one just drills into my brain. That one has a very different profile, even though two accords that named the same. The Lyric by Amouage, it's perfection. It is exactly this Victorian dark burgundy laced rose, laced with incense and black tears. Beautiful, beautiful. My black heart is overwhelmed with joy. And with that, the confessional is over for now. I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know if any of these spark any curiosity to hear more about the brand or the family of fragrances. I'll be waiting for your comments, not so patiently, because I love them. You guys are amazing. Don't forget to like and subscribe. You can subscribe on YouTube. You can subscribe on Amazon Podcasts, on Apple Podcasts, on Spotify Podcasts, and on YouTube Music Podcasts. I'm pretty much everywhere. I'm effervescent. Also on social media here and there, you can find short kind of daily snacks about perfumery on Instagram, perfume.nation.podcast. I'll see you there, and definitely see you down there in the comments. Thank you for joining in, and I'll see you on the next one.